Hi and welcome to my financial markets recap for the week. It's John here from ComhlaTech.com. Yet another wild week, even wilder than last week, if that was even possible. I was down, then up, then down again, and I had to exit my trade for a loss due to the crazy volatility that's caused by the Fed news this week, which we'll talk about. Never feels good, obviously, to lose any money in the stock market when you have to take your loss, and that is just part of trading the system. It never feels good taking losing trades, but all I can say is this is the wildest volatility I've seen for a long time, and the biggest moves point-wise we've seen since the pandemic started. So this is pretty crazy stuff, pretty unprecedented in terms of point moves on a daily basis, up and down. Out with a very obvious global pandemic. This is something a bit different. No matter what the market takes from me, I always know that it just takes a little bit of time and I'll get it back. It's the way it's always been. Just got to follow your system, manage your risk as best you can, and so I'm back sitting on my hands this week, but I'm expecting a good move next week to get some, if not all of that loss back. So that's what we're looking forward to. Dust yourself down and move on right next. So that was the system update. What is happening in the news this week? Well, the morning started off with the April jobs report for April, for the month of April, and that was 428,000 jobs, and they had 400,000 expected, so a much bigger number than expected by economists. But the market seemed to like it for a little bit, and then it fell away, rallied towards the end of the day here, but not much. So it's still a down day overall for both all the indexes, pretty much. So it seemed to cheer the market for a little bit today, but not enough to do anything really to recover the losses from yesterday. So really big volatility this week, again caused by the Fed raising rates by 0.5 percentage point. First time they've done that in a long time. Biggest hike in 20 years basically. The Fed had lowered the rates to basically zero, especially through the pandemic. They'd taken it down even further, making it cheaper to borrow money to help the struggling economy, obviously. And this year, as demand struggles, as we come back to post-pandemic-esque way of things, with the supply, the US inflation has hit record levels because there was so much money printed basically through all that. And the Fed has finally started raising rates. The goal is obviously to get Americans in particular to start focusing on saving rather than spending. And the question is, will it work? Right? No one knows. This is a bit of a grand experiment when the deficit is this big. Some fear that raising the rates too quickly will slow down the economy, which it probably will, and tip it into a recession. I don't think it's going to do that, but others think it's going to be. It should have come sooner rather than later. So only time will tell. But it sure is wild out there. It is a crazy market. As crazy as I've ever seen it. So be careful out there. In the earnings news, Shell, Europe's biggest oil business, posted a record $9 billion profit. So $9 billion quarterly profit, that is. That's $9 billion. That is incredible for one quarter. Obviously, they're doing well through the surges in prices and inflation, as well as obviously what's going on in Ukraine. And there's talk of a windfall tax going around Congress right now to go against companies that have big windfall tax wins in terms of profit through geopolitical events like the war in Ukraine, and that's obviously what's benefited Shell in this case. News on inflation as well is European shoppers are getting a bit of a break from the grocery aisle. The consumer prices increased in Europe just like anywhere else, and just particularly because of the war in Russia as well, it's making it even worse. In response, Leclerc, France's largest grocery chain, has actually put plans in to bring down or cap prices on 120 different top products that are the staples. Your coffee and your pasta and things like that. So they are looking to help the economy that way by capping prices in the month of July as a starter. So hopefully that will spread here too. So they'll start capping things because it's getting a bit nuts out there. So that was really the main news this week. Lots of volatility, as I said. Volatility will be here for a little bit longer, I believe. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen on May 9th. And that's Monday, I believe, right? With the possibly news out of Russia. So we'll have to see what that entails next week. But for now, I'm sitting firmly on my hands. That is it for me. It's Friday. Thanks for watching. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and bye for now.